Stampin' friends, it's Ayana Johnston here with another check this out video tutorial. Today I want to show you how I made this delicate ornament Christmas card. They're the same Christmas cards, just two different color combinations. But for today's video, we're going to focus on this beautiful red foil ornament. So let's get started making this card. For today's video, you're going to need just one stamp set, and we're going to use the embellished ornament stamp set. We're just going to use the sentiments today with this particular stamp set. You're also going to need the lots of labels framelits and the delicate ornament thinlits. They're beautiful sets, and this set is sold as a bundle, and you can do so many Christmas cards with it. I love it. For paper, you're going to need the following. You're going to need 3 sheets of Whisper White. You're going to want to cut one of these sheets at 5.5 by 8.5 and score it at 4 1/4. You're going to need another sheet of Whisper White, cut at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then you're just going to need a strip of Whisper White, cut at about 1 by 3 inches. You're going to need a piece of the Stacked with Love Designer Series paper. You're just going to need a scrap piece of this, so we're going to use this other side for my ornament. Then you're going to need 3 pieces of the red foil sheet. You're going to need 1 sheet of red foil paper cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Then you're going to need another sheet cut at 3 by 4, and then you'll need a scrap piece for our flowers. And then we're going to need a piece of the Winter Wonderland Specialty Designer Series paper. This piece of paper is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Then you're going to need 2 smaller strips. One of these is cut at 1.5 inches by 5 inches, and this other piece is cut at 1.5 by 3 3/4 inches. Then you'll also need a scrap sheet of that piece of paper as well for your ornament topper. We'll be using 1 stamp pad, which is just real red, and we'll also be using some dazzling details with our wonderful card today. So let's get started making this card. First, we're going to want to do a couple things. We're going to want to take our sheet of red foil, the smaller piece of paper, and the sheet of the Designer Series paper, and we're going to want to cut out this delicate thinlip ornament frame here, and then this frame here as well. Then you're also going to want to take your Whisper White with your Big Shot and run through the second largest lots of labels framelit through your Big Shot. Once you run it through your Big Shot, you're also going to want to run it through the softly falling textured impressions embossing folder. So I'm going to do that all right now, and then I'll be right back to show you how to put it all together. Okay, so I'm back and I've cut out all my pieces. I even meant to tell you to take your tree topper and take the scrap piece of gold foil paper and cut that out. And I cut out all my die cut pieces that I'm going to need for my card. Next, I'm going to want to take my 1-inch strip piece of paper and my real red, and I'm going to want to stamp my sentiment right on there with the Thinking of You at Christmas. Next, I'm going to take my paper snips and cut a banner around it. And then last, I'm just going to ink around the edges real quick with some real red. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere some of these pieces together. I'm going to adhere this ornament on top of the silver foil paper, and I'm going to do that with some 2-way glue. And then I'm going to adhere my topper, and then I'm also going to go ahead and get my gold trim to adhere to the back of this. Then I'm going to take the gold trim, or the gold cord, I should say, and I'm going to make 2 bows with it. Next, I'm going to take some glue dots and adhere it on the back of this little bunch, and I'm going to adhere this to my ornament. And then the last part, I'm going to put some glue dot and Stampin' dimensionals on the back of this and adhere it to my beautiful Lots of Labels frame. Just like that. Now I'm going to adhere my card pieces of paper to the Whisper White card base. Next, I'm going to adhere my sentiment down below. And then I'm going to take my itty bitty flower punch and I'm going to punch out 4 flowers with my scrap piece of foil. And then I'm going to adhere these on with some glue dots. Now all I have left to do is add some dazzling diamonds. And then I just want to wait for that to dry. And there you have it. I added dazzling details, excuse me. There's my beautiful Christmas card with the wonderful ornaments. Be sure to stop by my blog and check out some more of my wonderful ideas at www.checkthisout.stampinup.net. Thanks for stopping by and happy stampin'.